Today, I'm gonna show you how to sell 20 houses your first year as a real estate agent. My name is Devin Cook. I've been a real estate agent since 2019, and I'm gonna show you the 7 steps to be this successful in your first year as a new agent. So getting right into it, step number 1 is to get a mentor. Getting a mentor is going to be instrumental in you being successful as a real estate agent, especially as you're just starting out. If you're like me, when you first started real estate, or if you're just starting now, you probably don't really know what you're doing, because that was the situation I was in. I felt like I was really lost and I didn't know how to sell houses. Because when you take your course to get your real estate license, it only really teaches you how to not get sued, which is very important, keep that in mind, but it doesn't teach you how to actually be successful and make money. That's why getting a mentor is extremely important. I didn't have much success my first 3 months as a real estate agent, and then I got connected with a great mentor, and within 2 weeks of getting connected with that mentor, I sold my first house and had it under contract. And ever since that moment, I've been a firm believer that having a mentor or a coach is really just gonna expedite that process to you being successful as a real estate agent or whatever other field you're in. And you may be wondering how to find a mentor. Well, you can find a mentor in a couple of different ways, or you can also call this person a coach. In real estate, you can pay for coaching. This is very common, and if you have the budget to do so, I would highly encourage it. But you can also find a mentor or a coach the way I did, which was by joining a team with someone who was very successful and had already done what I was trying to do. And I think it's really important as well to pay attention to who you're listening to and who you're learning from. If you want to sell 20 houses a year, and then maybe 50 houses a year, and then maybe 100 houses a year or more, don't listen to an agent that has only sold 5 or 10 houses. You want to find an agent that has sold 20, 50, or 100 houses. Because if they've not already done what you're trying to do, how are they going to actually teach you to do it? Now, step number 2 to being a successful agent is you need to script practice every single day, without fail. And this is one of the really great habits I got into from my coach, was script practicing every single day. Every single day from Monday through Friday for 45 minutes, we would script practice. And what script practicing does is it really just helps sharpen your skills. And especially when you're doing this first thing in the morning, it's gonna help you get back into the groove and really just kind of loosen things up, help you remember what to say, help you practice objections. And it's extremely important. And it really ties into step number 3, which is to lead generate every single day. And these two really go hand in hand. You have to script practice every day, and you have to lead generate every single day. I would recommend, especially when you're first starting out, a minimum of 2 hours a day. If you're just starting and you really don't have much to do, then bump that up to 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, or however much you can devote to lead generating. And you can do this a couple different avenues. You can go knock on doors, you can go farm certain neighborhoods or circle prospecting, you can call expireds, you can call canceled, you can call FSBOs. There's so many people that you can call that actually want to do business in real estate, and you just got to get in front of those people. And if you're wondering how you're going to call these expireds or these FSBOs, well, it's really not that simple. If you're on your own, you can just go sign up for a service like Vulcan 7 and Mojo Dialer, and then you're going to get all of the expireds and canceled and FSBOs data, and then you can just plug those into the Mojo Dialer. You can call 3 lines at once, and you can start churning through those numbers and calling people to get some business. And the thing with lead generating is it's not really about just doing it 1 time or twice or 3 times even. It's really about consistency and doing it every single day. Because chances are, if you do lead generating maybe once or maybe twice a week, the likelihood of you getting something out of it and actually closing a deal, maybe not so likely. But if you commit time every single day to lead generating, then you're gonna build your pipeline for the next 3 months, 6 months, the next year or 2, and you're gonna start getting business that just builds up more and more, and it's like a snowball effect. Now, step number 4 is gonna be extremely important, especially as you're now getting clients. You need to know your market and your numbers, especially if you're really young like I was. I was 25 when I started real estate, and I was actually old for some people who start real estate when they're just 18. So if you do look a bit younger, you're going to want to really know your market and your numbers, so that way you can come across as the professional. And I don't mean just faking being the professional, I mean actually being the professional. You need to dress the part, you need to be on time to all of your appointments, and then when you're sitting down with a potential client or a new client that you just picked up and signed, by knowing the numbers and the market, you're gonna be able to properly advise them on the course they should take, and you'll be able to help them understand this process from start to finish and have realistic expectations of what to expect in buying or selling their house. Now for step number 5, and this is extremely important I found as I worked with more and more clients, is is setting expectations. And you have to be super upfront with people. I was working in a certain area in Texas called Frisco, and it does have a bit of a higher than average price point in North Texas. And I would get people saying they wanted to be in Frisco, but they only had about $250,000 to spend. And honestly, you're not gonna find anything in Frisco for that price range. And so if you get clients that are just unrealistic with their expectations, or they don't know what to really expect from the area that they're trying to buy in, you need to be upfront with them and say, hey, at that price point of $250,000, you're not gonna be able to get into Frisco, Texas. So is there a possibility that someone could loan you some money, you could get some gift funds from some parents, or there are these other surrounding areas around Frisco that we could look at with a bit of more affordable homes. And then you also need to set expectations with people by letting them know what this process is gonna be like, what are inspections like, and what can you realistically expect the sellers to want to fix or repair. And what is the likelihood of them, especially in this market, competing with multiple offers, and what is it gonna take realistically to win that house? Setting expectations is gonna be extremely important, because when you tell them when something is gonna happen and then that thing actually happens, it does help you look really professional, and they're gonna see you as the person that really knows your stuff. Now, step number 6 is to be proactive. Now that you've built up some client base, you don't just sit around on your couch or at your office just waiting for them to ask you to sell them a home. You need to go out and find homes for these people. You need to reach out and you need to say, hey, I have some time from 2 to 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. When are you available to go out and see XYZ homes? If you want business, you have to go get it. It's not very often that it's just gonna come to you. This will happen sometimes, but usually it's a result of building your pipeline and being proactive. And step number 7, arguably the most important, is don't give up. Real estate can be tough, and especially tough when you're first starting out. So don't get discouraged if you're not selling a home within your first month or 2 or 3 or even 6 months. Keep going. If this is the career path that you've chosen, don't get discouraged just because right from the start you've not been super successful. Rome wasn't built in a day, so don't expect to just get your real estate license and all of a sudden sell 100 homes your first year. That's not necessarily impossible, but it's also not very likely. If you're interested in getting your Texas real estate license, check the link down below for 20% off. Leave your comments and questions down below, and as always, thanks for watching.